It's Wednesday, August 19th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, tariffs paused. Donald Trump says he's extended the deadline for Canada and the U.S. to reach a deal before the U.S. imposes a new round of tariffs on Canadian goods. Details just ahead.
And budget-friendly recipes. Cookbook author Alex McLaren shares details on her new book and makes a simple summer salad. That is in our 7 o'clock hour.
Plus, returning to the classroom, lifestyle contributor Rachel Note joins us with some of her top back-to-school finds. All that and so much more just ahead on the Wednesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning to you. Come on in and join us. Just 6:01 on this Wednesday. August, is it the 19th?
Yes, it is.
You're
right? I know.
At this time of year, it's hard to know exactly what date it is. We're having a chat with cookbook author Alex McLaren, who you may also know as a TikToker. Alex
Yes.
McLaren. Local person who does recipes and things to kind of save money. And her saying that stuck, we had the other day, move on each other, the thing that sticks with you.
Yes.
Her saying, use what you have, has become kind of like a mantra for my life.
It's so true.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't watch, well, I was gonna say, if you don't watch her videos, you should. And how has it helped you, would you find?
Hers is in the context of when you're making a recipe, you know, use what you have, or use what you have on hand. But for me, it's, yes, that, but also just like, for example, using up stuff before you go buy more.
Absolutely.
That's been another one. Another one is just like appreciate what you have. Like, for example, I was thinking of the summer. It is already August 19th, but we still have a couple of weeks left of summer before school even starts for people.
Yes.
So let's use what we have there. We've got actually some great summer, technically, hopefully, some great summer weather available to us. Hey, I don't care what you say. It's not sleet. It's not snow.
Oh,
it's not ice. Like, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
so
embrace whatever you got. If you wait for the perfect conditions, you're never gonna get anything done. You can't let little barriers stop you from living your life and enjoying things. But yeah, looking forward to having Alex on because it's so true. Using what you have, using what's available, making the most of what you got.
Yeah, so what have we got weather-wise today?
Well, in terms of weather, we're still dealing with a bit of residual precipitation for parts of the Maritime region. We will be seeing a bit of clearing for parts of Nova Scotia a little bit later on. Some sunshine for the Tri-County area, but other than that, holding on to precipitation for Newfoundland and Labrador, a bit of a wetter day ahead.
Okay, we got...
And we have fog. Yeah. You can hear the foghorns, definitely. Visibility could be an issue over in Fredericton this morning. As you can see, we do have some thick fog to start your day. Fog will continue to retreat a little bit later on and dissipate for the province. Currently quite muggy and warm this morning. 19 degrees in Fredericton, 20 starting off your day in Charlottetown with 19 in Halifax, 18 in Sydney. Colder in Labrador City at 11 degrees and 13 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a rainfall warning in effect from now until overnight tonight for parts of Newfoundland. Could see around 5 to 20 millimeters of precipitation today, even a little bit heavier for parts of the province. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. So we do have a chance of showers and or drizzle, a risk of thunderstorms early this morning for parts of the Maritime region, expecting that precipitation to clear for parts of Nova Scotia into the afternoon. Newfoundland, Labrador going to be dealing with some wet weather throughout your day today. And in terms of the wind, starting off a bit breezy for parts of Nova Scotia, tapering off, becoming light into the afternoon. As of right now, 31 kilometers per hour in Canso, with 26 in Sydney, 22 in Charlottetown, 20 in Grand Etang. Wind gusts getting up to 33 kilometers per hour this morning in Grand Etang, 31 in Charlottetown. So we'll take a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada and the United States have made substantial progress on recent trade talks. U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday delayed new tariffs for 3 days as the two countries work to finalize a deal. On social media, Trump pointed to the Keystone XL pipeline, suggesting the project could be revived as part of the discussions. The U.S. had threatened 50% tariffs on about $28 billion worth of Canadian goods, including wine, cement, and hockey sticks. Political analyst Lori Turnbull will share her thoughts on this latest development at 7:20. And the tariff issue couldn't come at a worse time. Inflation continues to make life more expensive. In fact, new data from July shows inflation in the Maritimes outpaced most of the country. CTV's Anna Mandan has more on what's causing the rise and how it's impacting people.
This Victory Meat and Produce Market in Fredericton has been in business for 85 years. But the growing inflationary costs are taking their toll.
There is a price point that consumers will reach. We know that they're buying less or they're downgrading what they may buy. And at some point in time, if we're not following that very, very closely, we won't be around anymore.
According to Statistics Canada data, New Brunswick's inflation rate rose 0.8 percentage points in July to 4.6%. Nova Scotia hit the highest inflation rate in the country at 5%, up 0.3 percentage points from June, while PEI is sitting at 4%, an increase of 0.2 percentage points. The Von Chair in Regional Economics at the University of New Brunswick says gas prices are a leading factor, along with energy.
Electricity costs are increasing at a pretty big clip and will continue to do so for a few years under the scheduled rates.
He says inflation is hitting people under 35 years old the hardest. Emma Gallagher says she's feeling the rising costs when it comes to meeting her baby's needs while on maternity leave.
To go buy groceries for significantly more than what they used to cost, but I'm making significantly less than what I usually do. Is noticeable.
Nationally, every province except Ontario saw an increase, while Emery says the rising rates point to a difficult year to come. Anna Mandan, CTV News, Fredericton.
Thank you, Anna. The head of a youth club in Cape Breton is speaking out after a string of vandalism incidents at the facility. The latest happened Monday night when graffiti was left on the outdoor playground at the Boys and Girls Club in Whitney Pier. The executive director says young culprits were caught on security cameras climbing on the club's van. He says the summer has been the worst in the club's 21-year history for this kind of thing, and says he's baffled it's being targeted by the very group it's supposed to help.
Oh, boy. Well, it's kind of disappointing to have to go deal with the negative end of this stuff. As you see here today, see 70-some kids in a building here having fun, doing what this club is meant to do. And it's somewhat sad at times that we have to deal with the negative stuff.
Chester Borden adds there was another incident a few weeks ago when racist graffiti was found at the club. Cape Breton Regional Police have been notified about this latest incident. PEI's government is expanding its fertility treatment funding program. It says permanent PEI residents with a valid PEI health card can now apply for the lifetime maximum benefit of $20,000 per household for eligible fertility treatment expenses. The provincial government says the new program for fertility treatment expenses replaces the old program, which had annual funding limits and income thresholds. The PEI government says the changes are in response to a program review that took in feedback and recommendations from fertility advocates and community partners. There's some welcome news for fans of the hit Crave show, Heated Rivalry. This image posted to Instagram with the caption, Day One, shows that filming for the second season of the show is now officially underway.
I was going to ask you, Hollander, will you come to my cottage this summer? Don't go to Russia.
Hollander. The real hockey drama focuses on a steamy relationship between two closeted hockey stars. Heated Rivalry has been a cultural phenomenon that's been watched in more than 130 countries around the world. This second season is set to premiere next spring, and it is, of course, based by the books series by Nova Scotia author Rachel Reed, Game Changers.
Yeah, I have to say it took me a little while to warm up to the series, but once I did, I'm keen to see what happens. I really loved it.
Yeah,
I just wanted to come back already.
Yeah. I might watch it again. Like it's incredibly well shot.
Mm-hmm. It is beautiful,
like,
deep,
it's really
well written.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You can watch it on Crave.
Yeah, exactly. And Parent Company, which we love. All right, in case you, or sister company, or I don't know, they're related to us in some way.
Yes, own Bell Media property, which owns
there you go.
CTV, owns Crave. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, in case you missed it, this is something entirely different. Doctors are warning about the spread of misinformation in essential vitamin K shots for newborns.
This is a well-established, much-needed, very routine biomedical procedure.
So more parents are refusing an injection of vitamin K for their newborns at birth. It's been a common practice in Canada since the early 1980s. It helps with blood clotting to prevent brain bleeds, and babies are born with a vitamin K deficiency, and the shot is meant to prevent a rare but potentially life-threatening condition known as vitamin K deficiency bleeding. So those opposed to the shot list a number of reasons why, including concerns about ingredients, preservatives, and debunked links to leukemia. It's not clear how many Canadian parents are declining the shots, but a new study from Sweden shows the refusal rate more than doubled from 2006 to 2021. So interesting for probably expectant parents out there. Interesting news.
Absolutely. Social media can be a great place to get information, but boy, there is a lot of misinformation out there as well.
Great point. Yes.
Go to the official sources. Okay, still ahead, we're going to take a break. We're going to have a first look at your national and international news headlines on this Wednesday morning. More details on the pause in this tariff threats for 3 days from the U.S. And Latavia has a first look at the midweek forecast as well. Let's see if it says foggy. No, not so foggy in Antigonish, but as you can see on the pavement, they've been having the wet weather there as well. Lights are on this morning and the forecast in just a few moments.
Good morning, Atlantic, Canada. The time now is 6:14 on your Wednesday morning. We're taking a live look at a warm start to the day over in Truro. 20 degrees as of right now. Cloudy skies early on. We are expecting a very low chance of some showers and or drizzle throughout your day today. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Quite warm for much of the Maritime region, feeling a bit muggy to start your day. 19 degrees in Halifax, 20 starting off your day in Charlottetown and in Moncton. 19 degrees in Fredericton, cooler in Labrador City at 9 degrees. 13 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. Speaking of Newfoundland, we do have a rainfall warning in effect for Channel Porta Basque and vicinity. From now until overnight tonight, could see around 5 to 20 millimeters of precipitation. So we do still have a bit of precipitation in the forecast for the Maritime region, a chance of showers and or drizzle, a risk of thunderstorms, clearing out for parts of the New Brunswick and into the Tri-County area of Nova Scotia later into the afternoon. Now, Newfoundland, Labrador holding on to some wet weather. We do have a chance of showers still persisting for parts of both those provinces, periods of rain for parts of Newfoundland. That will continue into the evening hours. So holding on to precipitation for parts of eastern Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island, and parts of Prince Edward Island into tonight. We will be seeing that precipitation begin to clear out into Friday's forecast. We do have sunshine returning for much of the Maritime region. So not too much precipitation expected today. We're looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters for northern New Brunswick, only around 2 to 5 millimeters for Charlottetown, eastern Nova Scotia as well. The heaviest into Cape Breton, still seeing around 10 to 20 millimeters for Sydney. For Labrador, seeing around 2 to 10 millimeters expected across the province, and the heaviest for Newfoundland, 20 to 30 millimeters for Porta Basque. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs remaining seasonal to above seasonal today, ranging from 23 degrees in Campbellton up to 27. Mainly cloudy skies today. We're still holding on to a chance of showers for parts of the province into the afternoon. Now for Prince Edward Island, isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms expected throughout your day today. Daytime highs will range from 22 degrees in Surrey up to 23. We are going to see wind gusts getting up to 40. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, scattered showers with a risk of thunderstorms today. Daytime highs ranging from 21 degrees in Sydney up to 25 in New Glasgow. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, showers and or drizzle to start your day, clearing out for mainland Nova Scotia. We will be seeing mainly cloudy skies into the late afternoon, mainly sunny for the Tri-County area this afternoon, with highs between 21 degrees in Yarmouth up to 27 in Bridgewater and Shelburne. For Labrador City, 19 degrees today. We are going to see a mix of sun and cloud to start your day. Showers will arrive into the afternoon. 17 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Seeing showers early on, clearing out, leaving sunshine into the mid to late afternoon. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. As mentioned earlier, Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada and the United States have made substantial progress on recent trade talks. U.S. President Donald Trump has delayed new tariffs for 3 days as the two countries work to finalize a deal. Trade negotiations are top of mind for leaders at all levels of government, including at the annual Conference of Ontario Municipalities. CTV's Judy Trin has more on the message mayors are sending to the Prime Minister.
In big conference rooms and small breakout groups, the threat of new sweeping U.S. tariffs generates anxiety. It also steals resolve.
As a hockey player, I was always the first one in the penalty box.
The mayor of Niagara-on-the-Lake says his municipality could take a hit from the new 50% tariffs set to take effect. 20% of the region's wines are sold to Americans. But Gary Zalepa says strong domestic support has helped.
Canadians are supporting Canadian product. That's benefiting us tremendously.
The Trump administration also wants priority access to critical minerals. Sudbury's mayor says Canada should not give that away when there's demand from other nations that play by the rules.
Having tariffs brought on, or the threat of tariffs brought on, will not change some of the supply chains that have already been established. So I think it's a threat that is being brought in to try to negotiate other concessions by the government. I don't think it's necessary.
Municipal leaders want more interprovincial trade barriers knocked down faster, so energy and goods can flow east to west and to new markets. In the border city of Sarnia, there's support for the Prime Minister to fight and even walk away if necessary.
At some point, you've got to say, you can't put up with this. And don't just hope that 2 years down the road there'll be a different administration. This is now ingrained in the American psyche, and we need to be ready to take the pain.
While the mayors are talking tough, they acknowledge that for their communities to withstand what Donald Trump may throw at them next, they will need more financial support from the federal government. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
As post-secondary students prepare for the fall semester, there's more than just the workload and grades to worry about. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth has more on the financial stress impacting academic performance.
This campus will soon be jam-packed with students who are balancing their demanding academic calendars with managing financial stress.
Terrible. It's not fun.
Trying to make ends meet can be difficult.
Rent, food.
The high cost of tuition, books, food, and housing is making life overwhelming for many students.
That's how it's going for the next, however long we have in our lives.
A new study shows 76% of post-secondary students say financial stress is negatively impacting their well-being and academic performance. 20% are more stressed about money than school. 23% don't know how to build and maintain a budget.
I think it's the worst that we've seen in quite a while.
There are steps being taken to help. The St. Mary's University Students Association is offering free groceries for anyone who needs assistance.
All of that is a lot of strain on their mental health, and then they have to worry about the 5 courses that they're taking.
Financial planner Daryl Smith says more young people are coming to him to learn basic steps to manage cash flow savings at a time when costs are rising.
It starts with a budget, and if kids are going out to be adults on their own at a young age, they have to kind of create the budget.
The survey also showed 89% of students hope to learn about investing. Many of the students we spoke with said even though they don't have money yet, they hope to learn how to manage money and plan for the future as they continue university. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
On the St. Mary's campus, we're going to have another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we will have your business headlines on this Wednesday morning and your must-see moment from TSN. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
tragic day indeed. My goodness.
Absolutely.
All right, it is 6:24. Time now to check in with the friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hi, team. Welcome inside the Sports Center newsroom. Matt Scooby with your must-see moment from Tuesday. For it, we're going to head to Queens, New York, where the Padres are visiting the Mets. Bottom two, bases loaded for Francisco Lindor. Hits one deep to right. Check out Fernando Tatis Jr. Leaps, times it perfectly, full extension, and takes the grand slam away. Tatis Jr. with a catch of the year candidate. That is pretty. He earns your must-see moment from Tuesday. On Wednesday on TSN, you can see WNBA action when the Tempo take on the Mystics. Coverage starts 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
And on the markets, the Dow ended the day down 116 points. There were fewer Canadian home sales in July compared to how many there were a few years ago. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has more.
Sales dropped over 5%, but the national average price moved up a fraction. The Canadian Real Estate Association puts that price at just under $675,000. They say markets are starting to even out, meaning regions that once favored sellers, like the Prairies, Quebec, and the East Coast, are balancing. So is the Ontario market, which had favored buyers. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar's up a fraction to 71.96. West Texas Intermediate's up to 84.94 U.S. a barrel. Western Canadian Select up over $2 to 66.66, and the TSX dropped 299 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast for New Brunswick, a high of 25 degrees today, mainly cloudy for much of the province, but we do have scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms for the northern region. 26 degrees on Thursday, sunshine returns, but so does a low chance of showers for the northern region of the province yet again. 27 on Friday with a mix of sun and cloud across the province. For Nova Scotia, looking at 23 degrees today, isolated showers and or drizzle, a risk of thunderstorms clearing, leaving sunshine for the Tri-County area. 26 degrees on Thursday with a mix of sun and cloud across the province. 25 to end off the work week with sunshine ahead. For Prince Edward Island, 23 degrees with isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms. 25 on Thursday, looking at a mix of sun and cloud, a low chance of showers returns into the afternoon. Sunshine to end off the work week with a high of 25.
Coming up in the Move Morning Chat, today we want to know what movie your family will watch over and over and over again. That conversation coming up in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, happy Wednesday to you. Maybe you are still in your pajamas this morning, or you did just get dressed. A little bit of a word of advice. You know, sometimes you get ready for the day, work, school, and then you realize later in the day that your shirt's untucked, or you have a button missing, or you've got a stain on it, or the tag is out. Well, keep this in mind when you get ready this morning. I was doing my newscast, and I tried to put my hands in my pockets. You're going to see me out of shot, and I realized I put on my pants backwards this morning. And it wasn't until I was reaching for my pockets I thought, that's not right. Anyway, they're still really comfortable. They're vintage.
Really, eh?
Yeah, they used to belong to my grandmother, a very classy British lady.
Okay, there you go. When you say vintage, then you know they're well made, so they're not going to feel extra weird when you put them on wrong.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
But
gorgeous.
I think they're going to look better when I turn them around before 7 o'clock.
See, you're not alone.
That segment I shot last week at the Airport Museum, the Aviation Museum of Atlantic Canada, which is awesome, by the way. I realized my shirt was inside out the entire time.
No.
Yeah.
You are not alone.
I don't know how this happens.
We all do it.
Geez, it happens sometimes. So anyways, I'm going to correct it, but I hardly noticed. It was just the pockets that really...
Absolutely.
Why are they way back here?
That's not correct.
Yeah.
No, I got back pockets. It's cool. I'm going to make it a thing.
Love it. Anyway. Okay, well, I thought you were going to talk about the fact that you're going to have to dress for the weather, because it's varying degrees of wet.
Yeah, it is. And it's like misty in parts of the region early on and a bit of fog for parts of the region. Not so much in Moncton, but we saw in Fredericton earlier quite some thick fog to start your day. 20 degrees, though, so it is quite warm across the Maritime region. Light layers are needed just to protect yourself from the precipitation. 20 degrees to start your day as well in Charlottetown, with 19 in Halifax, 18 in Sydney, 16 degrees right now in Cartwright, 14 in Gander. A rainfall warning is in effect for parts of Cape Breton Island for the Channel Port aux Basques and vicinity until overnight tonight. So here's a look at our satellite radar. Showers and or drizzle for parts of the Maritime region, a risk of thunderstorms as well. Clearing out for parts of central and southern New Brunswick this afternoon, as well as into mainland Nova Scotia and into the Tri-County area. Newfoundland, Labrador holding on to a bit of precipitation for much of the day. And over to our current wind forecast, starting off with a bit of a breeze for Cape Breton Island. 28 kilometers per hour in Canso, 22 in Sydney and Charlottetown. Wind gusts getting up to 33 right now in Sydney, 30 in Grand Etang, becoming lighter into the afternoon. We'll take another look at your rainfall totals coming up, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada and the United States have made substantial progress on recent trade talks. U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday delayed new tariffs for 3 days as the two countries work to finalize a deal. On social media, Trump pointed to the Keystone XL pipeline, suggesting the project could be revived as part of the discussions. The U.S. had threatened 50% tariffs on about $28 billion worth of Canadian goods, including wine, cement, and hockey sticks. Political analyst Lori Turnbull will offer her thoughts on this latest development in our 7 o'clock hour. Calls are growing to close down a controversial homeless shelter in New Glasgow. Problems of vandalism and crime have prompted New Glasgow Town Council to vote to close North Star. At a public meeting last fall, the police chief shared that over $1 million has been spent addressing issues from the shelter, which opened in 2018. The town's mayor says the committee they formed in January has exhausted all options.
Basically talked enough. Like we've talked to different people, we've talked to each other, we've researched, we've talked exhaustively about it. And, you know, there comes a time that talking has to stop and action has to happen.
The mayor says they instead want a long-term residential treatment center. North Star doesn't support the town's motion, telling CTV News in an email New Glasgow needs to address the problems of homelessness and their accompanying issues in the community first before it closes its only shelter. An unusual decision from a local minor baseball association, which says it has suspended 2 teams following unacceptable conduct that goes against the standards it expects from its players, coaches, parents, and members. While not naming the teams or providing details on the incident, the Dartmouth District Minor Baseball Association posted the news on its Facebook page, calling it a difficult decision. The statement says the group, quote, has a responsibility to uphold the standards of conduct expected within our association and to ensure that our ballparks remain safe and respectful environments for everyone. RCMP in New Brunswick say they are continuing to search for an elderly man who's been missing for more than 4 years. Joseph Chasson was 73 when he was last seen in Shippagan on August 10th, 2022. Police say they've followed up on a number of leads over the years, but they've been unable to locate him. Chasson is about 5'11", 150 pounds, with brown eyes, short gray hair, and a mustache with glasses. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact RCMP or Crime Stoppers. A man on Nova Scotia's South Shore has been connecting with his neighbors as he strives to get reliable cell service. The area is prone to dropped calls and dead zones, and in the right conditions, those could put people at risk. CTV's Callum Smith has more.
Out here, Wi-Fi is a lifeline. It's absurd. Without any Wi-Fi, we have no cell phone service.
A problem known all too well by rural Nova Scotians. That's why Christopher Quigley wanted to hear those stories.
I have started a cellular connectivity initiative that launched a survey and a petition to gather information to either get some level of regulatory pressure or some change to happen.
He moved to the Mahone Bay area 3 years ago, and after witnessing a couple startling experiences.
This past week, a couple of gentlemen lost the front wheel of their truck and couldn't call emergency service.
And a local property owners association meeting last month.
I brought it up saying, hey, you know, this is an issue for me. Does everybody else have the same issue? And every hand went up.
He knew he had to do something, realizing lack of signal is a safety risk. Kellyanne Hamshaw is the director of Harbour House, a women's and children's shelter in Bridgewater. She was quick to pen a letter supporting Quigley's call for change.
I feel that geography should not limit access to essential services. It's also a well-known fact that isolation is a tactic used by abusers.
The province touts its largest ever spend on cell service, aiming to eventually provide 99% coverage, but they need telcos on board.
We are trying to deliver this as quickly as possible, and some of the partners would like us to take more time. But we don't have more time to take.
People can voice their concerns on the Crown Corp's website. As for Quigley's survey results, he'll be sending those to politicians and telecoms companies.
Communities from all over the province have been reaching out saying, this is a problem here too.
Hoping to signal that service improvements are needed. Callum Smith, CTV News, near Mahone Bay, Nova Scotia.
Thank you so much for that, Callum. It is frustrating if you don't have a cell phone signal and you're trying to send a message.
Lots and lots of spots without service in Cape Breton.
Yeah.
Lots. All right. This is kind of fun. We're going to talk about fall. I got a coffee this morning from a drive-thru. Pumpkin spice is back, apparently.
Already?
Oh, yeah,
wow.
I know. So a huge agriculture and food expo is now happening in China. And one of the highlights is a giant pumpkin. Pumpkin spice season is here, I guess. This one is 457 kilograms, or just over 1,000 pounds. It's a gourd that would definitely be appreciated by the late, great Howard Dill, whose family carries on the giant pumpkin growing tradition in our region. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's a big one, but you know what? You're going to see big ones bigger than that in our region in just weeks.
They're currently growing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my pumpkins are growing in my garden too, but I'm like, sprout.
You've got pumpkins?
Yes, we planted, of course we planted pumpkins.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You did.
I was telling Amanda yesterday, I'm like, I didn't know flowers bloomed before the pumpkins drop.
Right.
Yeah, something I learned.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's cool. I can't wait to see how they come along too.
Fingers crossed.
All right, still ahead. We're going to head to Hollywood for your entertainment headlines. But before that, join us for the Move Morning Chat. Today, we want to know what's a movie your family will watch over and over again, especially when it's the summer or maybe it's a limited DVD collection. A conversation coming up next.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:43. Taking a live look at a foggy start to the day over in Digby. 17 degrees early this morning. Showers and or drizzle already beginning to clear out. You will be seeing fog dissipate and sunshine returning into the afternoon. So as of right now, quite warm for the Maritime region. 19 degrees in Halifax, 18 starting off your day in Yarmouth, 19 degrees in Fredericton with 20 into Charlottetown, 9 degrees in Labrador City, and 16 over in Corner Brook. A rainfall warning has been issued for Channel Port Basque and vicinity from now until overnight tonight. Could see around 5 to 20 millimeters of precipitation. So still holding on to precipitation for parts of Atlantic Canada. Chance of showers and or drizzle, a risk of thunderstorms early this morning for parts of all three maritime provinces. Newfoundland, Labrador also going to deal with some wet weather, but going to see a bit of sunshine into the afternoon for parts of Newfoundland. For the Maritime region, we will be seeing precipitation clear out for much of New Brunswick, holding on to precipitation, though, for the northern region of the province. Seeing a bit of sunshine for the southern region of New Brunswick, into the southern region of Nova Scotia as well. And that will take us into tonight, holding on to a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for Cape Breton Island, parts of eastern Nova Scotia. A chance of showers also remains for parts of Prince Edward Island, expected to clear out, though, for early Thursday morning, as we will be seeing sunshine and above seasonal daytime highs highs returning. If you're wondering about how much precipitation we're going to receive today, it's going to remain quite light for much of the Maritimes, only seeing around 5 to 10 millimeters for Edmonton, 2 to 5 for Charlottetown and parts of eastern Nova Scotia. Heaviest for Cape Breton Island being 10 to 20 millimeters for Sydney. For Labrador, looking at around 5 to 10 millimeters for Labrador City, and then for Newfoundland, heaviest being 20 to 30 for Port aux Basques. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, mainly cloudy skies, but we will be seeing a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms, holding on to precipitation for the northern region of the province. Daytime highs will range from 23 degrees in Campbellton up to 27. Pretty light wind expected as well. For Prince Edward Island, isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day today. Highs between 22 to 23. Wind gusts getting up to 40 kilometers per hour this afternoon. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms expected throughout your day today. Highs will range from 21 degrees in Sydney up to 25 in New Glasgow, wind gusts getting up to 50. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, showers and or drizzle to start your day will clear out though into the afternoon, leaving sunshine for the Tri-County area, and daytime highs between 21 degrees in Yarmouth up to 27 in Bridgewater and Shelburne. Over to Labrador City, 19 degrees today, starting off the day with a bit of sunshine, seeing showers arrive into the afternoon. 17 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, starting off the day with showers, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to the Move Morning Chat.
Aaron Hopkins and Peter Harrison joining us for the Move Morning Chat. And we still have a few weeks left of the summer vacation. A lot of people trying to soak up the sun while they can, and that can include a trip to the family cottage, maybe a friend's cottage. And that is the direction we're going for the Move Morning Chat today. And we're talking about the family movies, the old VHS, DVDs that you haven't updated the collection in years because you know there's going to be a film you're going to be watching this summer. So Peter, we know you've got a cottage. What's on your list?
Well, just back from the cottage, actually, and my wife asked, I was down on my knees in front of the TV, and she's, what are you doing? I said, I'm taking a picture of the movies. I want to talk about this when I get back. The movies when you went to the cottage or wherever you went, before streaming was really a popular thing, or maybe you didn't have internet or whatever it was, all you had was this stack of movies that you ended up watching over and over again. So the picture that I brought back, it represents some of the movies that we watched over and over. In some cases, it was season 8 of The Friends. It was Office season 2, but also among them, the movies that we just watched all the time. And the one we watched the most, Kangaroo Jack. I'm just going to say it. I don't know how many people know that movie, but in our family, that was huge. And 3 kids who are all grown adults now, but back in the day, that was a movie that we were watching over and over again.
I love it. I've never seen Kangaroo Jack, but I'll put that on my list. There's so many that come to mind for me, ones that, you know, my whole family of 6 people would agree on. And a lot of them are seasonal, right? Like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I think of that we would watch every winter. But Peter, there's one movie in your stack of cottage movies that caught my attention because it is one that my family will watch over and over, and that's Mr. Bean's Holiday. Nothing makes my family laugh more than Mr. Bean. Like, I remember being so young and watching really old episodes. When Mr. Bean's Holiday came out, we were obsessed. He's out in France doing all these crazy things. Anyway, Mr. Bean, it never gets old. It's one of our family favorites.
Rowan Atkinson, still going strong, too.
Oh, he's so funny.
What's on your list?
Oh, goodness. For my family, it would be Father of the Bride, George of the Jungle, and usually my best friend's wedding is usually our go-to. But then for my husband and I, it's probably like more horror, Jurassic Park or The Mummy or, you know, Hocus Pocus is big too for us, especially in August.
Especially in August.
Yeah, end of August, early September, we do our first run watch of it usually. The first run just gets us ready for the new spooky season that's ahead.
Latavia's like chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
For fall. Okay, so I'm going to have an answer that connects Peter's list. It's on Peter's stack.
Okay.
And you also mentioned it as well. And it's an actor in it too. Brendan Fraser. It's The Mummy. So good. And I'm so happy that the original cast is getting back together for a new Mummy movie. I can't wait. But it is iconic. Of course, they're out in Egypt and they're fighting an evil spirit. And I mean, in case you haven't seen it, I'm not going to give too much away. But it was a film that my family, we all love. My mom, I'm going to call my mom out. I think she had a crush on every male character in that film. I think that's what kept her watching.
I think that's what kept many people watching.
Many people watching. But it's just such a good adventure film, and I rewatched it earlier this summer, and I will tell you, my 9-year-old son came downstairs when I was watching it. I didn't think it was that scary. He captured some of it. He had some nightmares for a week.
Yeah.
It is scary.
Yeah, there was a scary part of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
a couple.
Yeah, he sucked a few people dry in that one.
All right, we're going to pose this question to our viewers. We want to know, what are you watching this summer? What is a movie your family will watch over and over again? Text us at 10400. We'll share all of your answers a little bit later in the show.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:54. We're going to take a look at your entertainment headlines. For that, we head to Hollywood.
I got something I want to talk about.
Madonna topping Taylor Swift in the MTV Video Music Award nominations. The network says Madonna earned 11 nominations. The 68-year-old pop icon has now been nominated in every decade of her musical career. Swift had the second most nominations with 9. The 2026 VMAs will be in Los Angeles on September 27th. Shakira is pledging to help rebuild at least 10 schools in a remote region of Colombia. Her home country was devastated by last week's earthquake that killed hundreds and affected thousands of educational sites. The music superstar made a surprise visit to damaged schools and has committed support from her foundation.
Olivia Colman.
Oscar-winning actress Olivia Colman is the latest to join the star-studded Only Murders in the Building cast. The 6th season of the hit Hulu comedy is currently in production in the UK. Disney is the parent company of Hulu and ABC News. And happy birthday to John Stamos. He turned 63 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast for New Brunswick, a high of 25. Mainly cloudy skies with scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms. For Thursday, we're looking at a high of 26. Sunshine returns, but we do have isolated showers returning for the northern region of the province. 27 to end off the work week with a mix of sun and cloud. For Nova Scotia, we do have wet weather ahead, isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms. Clearing out, though, for the Tri-County area, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. 26 on Thursday, sunshine across the province and ending off the work week with a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 25. For Prince Edward Island, 23 degrees today, isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day. 25 on Thursday, sunshine to start, a low chance of showers returns into the afternoon, and a mix of sun and cloud on Friday with a high of 25.
Wednesday, August 19th, today on Your Morning Atlantic. Tariffs paused. Donald Trump says he's extended the deadline for Canada and the U.S. to reach a deal before the U.S. imposes a new round of tariffs on Canadian goods. The latest just ahead.
And more trade talk. We'll speak with Dalhousie University's Lori Turnbull about the latest on the Canada and U.S. trade talk developments. That's all coming up in this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Hump Day, officially midweek.
Yay!
Over the hump, as we like to say.
A reminder to sit up straight.
Yeah, for real.
Posture could be a little better, I have to say.
I've been watching so many of those posture videos lately. I don't know if they've been showing up, and I'm like...
Especially when it's like over the phone like this.
Yeah, sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, whoa, whoa.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, it's not
something
good.
we do. Watching over a computer, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to hunch a little bit to just duck inside when it's raining out there, and we might be doing that a little bit today.
I know, yeah, a little bit of mist here and there, and then some heavier showers for other parts of Atlantic Canada. Here's a live look at St. John's, Newfoundland, though. Precipitation has now ended. Mainly cloudy skies early on, 13 degrees as you head outdoors. You'll be seeing sunshine late this afternoon. Now, we are going to see a quite warm start to the day for the Maritime region, feeling muggy still as we have humidity still factoring in today. 19 degrees in Hawaii. Halifax with 20 into Charlottetown, 20 degrees right now in St. John, New Brunswick, 9 in Labrador City. A rainfall warning currently in effect for Chena, Port aux Basques and vicinity until overnight tonight. So holding on to a chance of showers and or drizzle, a risk of thunderstorms early in the morning for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador also going to see a bit of shower activity to start your day, clearing out for parts of Atlantic Canada this afternoon. And in terms of our wind forecast, 28 kilometers per hour right now in Canso, 22 in both Charlottetown and Sydney. Wind gusts getting up to 33 right now in Sydney and 30 into Grand Etang. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead. For us to look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada and the U.S. have made substantial progress on recent trade talks. U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday delayed new tariffs for 3 days as the two countries work to finalize a deal. On social media, Trump pointed to the Keystone XL pipeline, suggesting the project could be revived as part of the discussions. The U.S. had threatened 50% tariffs on about $28 billion worth of Canadian goods, including wine, cement, and hockey sticks. Political analyst Lori Turnbull will offer her thoughts at 7:20. The city of St. John is trying to get a handle on all the plaques stolen from memorials uptown, including who owns them and how much it will cost to replace. A number of plaques have been stolen this summer in King's Square, including those honoring Canadian troops in the Second World War and Afghanistan. City Council has directed staff to calculate replacement costs, as well as identifying the actual owners.
The question is whether or not, if we own them, we have to get permission from the owner in order to restore the plaques, to their liking. So, for example, if our staff determined that perhaps bronze is not necessarily desirable moving forward because it's, more subject to theft, perhaps we'd like to use a different material.
Several council members have said the goal should be to replace the stolen plaques before Remembrance Day. Nova Scotia Power officials once again facing questions about last year's crippling cyber attack that jeopardized the personal information of 280,000 customers. The inquiry also examined why a billing system failed. CTV's Jesse Thomas reports.
The public gained some insight into how Nova Scotia Power became the target and victim of a cyber attack that disrupted the utility's billing system, cutting off access to its own power meters, which meant customers were receiving estimate bills for months. The cyber attack, reported in March 2025, did spark outrage from customers who raised concerns about overbilling. The utility testified that 24,000 customers received credits after being overbilled.
This went on for months. The actual estimate started in June of 25, and I think they really came back to their normal level in April of 26. So that's 10 months. And so they have acknowledged that was too long.
Witnesses from Nova Scotia Power testified that they've updated their systems, which are now cloud-based, and believe if a similar attack occurred, they could resolve the disruption within days, not months. However, new evidence was revealed that Nova Scotia Power had a digital copy of nearly 30 years' worth of customer information still sitting in their system, which was accessed by the cyber criminals. That information was supposed to be wiped from the digital record.
But for an error in the transportation of data within the company, there might not have been anything for this whoever intruded into the system to have access to.
Nova Scotia Power says the system software is designed to clear certain data and wasn't sure how the customer information file was still there. It's one of the many questions the hearing is trying to answer. Jesse Thomas, CTV News, Halifax.
And the woman in charge of NB Power will continue to run the provincial utility for the next couple of years. President and CEO Lori Clark has been reappointed for another term running to March of 2028. The Holt government signed off on the extension, which will see her make nearly $624,000 a year in the role. Still, the province has enacted sweeping reforms on the debt-ridden utility. NB Power is under pressure to hold customer rates while facing massive upgrade costs at the Mactaquac Dam and Point Lepreau. Finally, one astronaut has become the first French woman to take part in a spacewalk at the International Space Station.
And we'll get in position for that crew walk bag 1.
Astronaut Sophie Adenau took part in the spacewalk on Tuesday, working with another astronaut to replace an antenna on the space station. When it comes to space, there's been many firsts this year, including Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen's involvement in the Artemis II moonshot mission.
Way to go, Sophie.
What a cool job.
Right?
Yeah. Scary, of course.
Yeah, triple check those tethers.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
You ever do indoor rock climbing? You find you're checking the ropes all the time?
Yeah.
That's next level.
For sure. Okay, let's lighten things up. Okay. When's the last time you felt joy like this? Check it out. This is the Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary in Rousseau, Ontario. They posted this video this week. 2 black bears, this is Cap and Anne-Marie, having a very good time rolling around in wood shavings. I love the smell of wood shavings. All right, so apparently it's one of their favorite enrichment activities. Listen to them. I heard the screaming. I think it's actually, that's a parrot or something nearby. But anyway, this is the gist of it. I just wanted to show something fun. Bears rolling around in sawdust. That's the story.
I know, Crystal, you mentioned sawdust. Do you love it that much and you roll around in it like that?
No. When I was a kid, though, we used to have this community picnic there was an activity called Pennies in the Sawdust. And they would throw all the little kids would gather around, pile exactly like that on like a tarp, and they would throw change in there and mix it up, and then you had to like scrabble through it and pull the change out. You'd make like $2.
That's awesome.
Whoa.
It was a good time.
I don't know when the last time I felt pure joy like that, but I know my son did yesterday. When I was showing the ladies a photo of him covered in pseudo cream, smiling. So proud of himself.
All over his face.
Everywhere. Hands, hair,
Well moisturized.
Yeah, exactly. Smelled great afterwards.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Honestly, it could have been worse.
It's the thing about kids like to get messy.
Oh, yeah.
They do. Yeah. They do love to get messy.
Some joy. All right, still ahead, you can find some nice puddles for the kiddos today. Latavia has a look at the Wednesday forecast, plus I'll have a look at your national news headlines. Let's take a live look now at the roundabout. In Halifax, busy most times of the day, but especially in the morning and afternoon commute. The forecast is next.
Bit of a foggy start to the day over at Peggy. Welcome back. The time now is 7:11. Peggy's Cove is 13 degrees to start your day, so feeling a bit cooler near the ocean. We are seeing quite a muggy start to the day for much of the Maritime region, though. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. 19 degrees early this morning in Halifax, 18 starting off your day in Sydney with 20 into Charlottetown, 18 degrees in Fredericton with 15 starting off your day in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 16 degrees over in Corner Brook. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for Channel Port Basque and vicinity for until overnight tonight, I should say. Rainfall between 5 to 20 millimeters expected. Holding on to precipitation for parts of Atlantic Canada to start. Fog patches early on this morning, a cloudy start to the day for much of the region. We do have a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Newfoundland, Labrador seeing a bit of precipitation as well. A bit of sunshine for parts of Labrador City, and then increasing cloudiness with precipitation moving in for much of Labrador and precipitation clearing out for parts of Newfoundland, leaving sunshine. But we are also going to see precipitation clear for parts of central and southern New Brunswick, into mainland Nova Scotia and the Tri-County area as well. So into this evening, holding on to a bit of precipitation for eastern Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island, parts of Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, Labrador, also seeing some wet weather taking us into early Thursday morning. We are going to see precipitation clear out, leaving sunshine for much of the Maritimes. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, going to remain quite light for much of the region. We are looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters for northern New Brunswick, only 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation for Charlottetown and eastern Nova Scotia, and then a bit heavier for Sydney at 10 to 20 millimeters. For Labrador City, seeing around 5 to 10 millimeters of precipitation as well, and then some heavier rainfall totals for parts of Newfoundland, heaviest being 20 to 30 for Port Basque. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 24 to 28 degrees in Fredericton. Looking at mainly cloudy skies, a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms as well, especially for the northern region of the province, clearing for the central and southern into the afternoon. Prince Edward Island looking at isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day. Daytime highs between 22 to 23. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia also holding on to precipitation today. Scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms with highs between 21 degrees in Sydney up to 25. We are going to see wind gusts picking up into the afternoon, getting up to 50. And then the rest of Nova Scotia, showers will clear, leaving mainly cloudy skies for mainland Nova Scotia this afternoon, mainly sunny for the Tri-County area. Daytime highs between 21 degrees in Yarmouth up to 27 in Shelburne. Labrador City looking at a mix of sun and cloud to start. Showers arrive into the afternoon with a high of 20. 17 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at precipitation early on, clearing out, leaving sunshine into the mid to late afternoon. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to meteorologist Kayla Mitchell.
This is your campfire conditions update brought to you by Pine Acres RV, where customers become friends. And currently in the province of New Brunswick, you are allowed to have a campfire. Now for the province of Nova Scotia, we have a mix of some hours where you're allowed to have a campfire. If you are in Cumberland County, Pictou, Antigonish, Guysborough County, and across Cape Breton, as well as Yarmouth and Shelburne counties, you're allowed to have a campfire between 2 p.m. and 8 a.m. For the rest of Nova Scotia, including the Annapolis Valley, around parts of the Minas Basin, Halifax County, you're allowed to have a campfire between 7 p.m. and 8 a.m. For Prince Edward Island, you're currently allowed to have a campfire with domestic brush burning allowed between the hours of 2 p.m. and 8 a.m. Along with these provincial restrictions, make sure to check in to see if there are any municipal restrictions or bylaws that might apply as well.
Thank you, Kaylin. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada and the United States have made substantial progress after Washington temporarily delayed new tariffs for 3 days. U.S. President Donald Trump says the two countries have a tentative deal, though key details have not yet been finalized or released. The threatened 50% tariffs would have affected about $28 billion worth of Canadian goods, while Ottawa is also seeking relief from existing duties on steel, aluminum, lumber, and autos. Trump has also raised a possible revival of the Keystone XL pipeline, though it's unclear what role, if any, the project played in trade negotiations. A trial involving social media giant Meta has begun in what could be a major legal test of how addictive platforms like Facebook and Instagram are for young users. 4 U.S. states are in a California court seeking billions of dollars, claiming Meta violated child privacy laws, which the company strongly denies. CTV's Alex Carpa has more on why kids and parents in this country are watching closely.
What were you talking about?
Jocelyn Lalonde has 3 kids, including 11-year-old Josephine. She doesn't let any of them use social media, saying she's concerned about the impacts it has on young people.
Social media in our home is not an option, but I think it's important, of course, to have media literacy and to talk about these things, so we don't shy away from the conversations.
Her concerns echo the questions now being asked at the heart of the Meta trial in the United States. A bipartisan group of 29 U.S. states is suing Meta, accusing the company over claims Instagram and Facebook were designed in ways that harmed young users' mental health.
These are some pretty serious claims. Meta tried every sort of legal theory that it could to get the case dismissed before trial, and those were basically unavailing. So there's a great deal of peril for Meta.
Meta is expected to tell the jury that the company made efforts to keep kids safe online. Experts say this is the biggest legal test on social media's effects on young users.
This is the reckoning that opponents of social media have been waiting for years.
At the beginning of June, Ottawa introduced the Safe Social Media Act, which proposes a 16-year-old minimum age requirement for social media use. Manitoba was the first province to announce a possible full ban in April. Tech analyst Carmi Levy says the trial could reshape the entire social media landscape.
How the legal processes in cases that are currently in play in Canada will play out will largely depend on the precedent that's set in this American case.
Meta co-founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg and Instagram chief Adam Mosseri are expected to testify at a trial that is scheduled to last for 6 weeks. Alex Carpa, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Thank you, Alex. Another break here. When we return, we will have a conversation with Dalhousie University political science professor Lori Turnbull about the latest on Washington temporarily pausing those tariffs for 3 days. That's after this.
Welcome back. It's 7:21. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada and the United States have made substantial progress on recent trade talks. U.S. President Donald Trump made the 11th hour decision last night to delay new tariffs for 3 days as both countries work to finalize a deal. Here to discuss the latest developments on the U.S.-Canada trade relationship is Dalhousie political science professor Lori Turnbull. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning.
So what are your thoughts on hearing from U.S. President Donald Trump that pausing the new tariffs are happening because of the Canada and the U.S. being close to a deal?
Right. I mean, we don't have the details, so we don't know exactly what they've agreed to, and it's not finalized. So this is a pause. This is, we've got at least 3 days, he says, where he's not going to put these tariffs on. So it's promising, but we're not out of the woods yet. The pictures that he's got on social media are suggesting that the Keystone Pipeline project might have something to do with this. That might have been something that was a leverage point for us, that perhaps they're willing to climb down on some key tariffs, for example, in exchange for getting this pipeline up and running.
Very interesting. I was checking out the U.S. coverage of the tariff talks to get their perspective, with the media's focusing on. The Keystone XL pipeline seemed to be something that people were really clinging to, really interested in. That came out of nowhere for a lot of people. What are your thoughts on this, Lori?
Right. I mean, that's not something that has been front and center in anything we've been hearing about in these negotiations. That said, the negotiators kind of keep things close to their chest. They're not going to tell us everything that's going on. But at some point, this must have been something that started to have some weight at the table. Now, we know that this project was canceled by President Biden years ago when he said the climate concerns around it were too great and he wasn't going to go through with it. But one of the first things Trump did was get this kind of start with the permits so that this project might be able to be open again. And so it's possible that that kind of an energy supply would be enough to at least make them move a bit on the tariffs. But our side, I don't think would be prepared to sign off on a deal, tentative or anything, unless there was some significant climb down on those tariffs, particularly on steel, aluminum, and autos. So yes, there must be something there.
Interesting. There was, and we did in the images we just showed in the verbiage from the Prime Minister's office is there's still a lot of work to be done with sort of the language that was coming out there. This must be very delicate work for the Prime Minister and the Canada-U.S. Trade Minister to strike a deal but protect the interests of Canadians, with the U.S. being so big and strong, and having imposing threats that could really hurt Canadian businesses. How do you think that our negotiation team is doing?
Honestly, I think they're playing this really well. I think that there have been some, I don't know if leak is the right way to say it, but some strategic, kind of trickling out of some information by the trade team where they've kind of let Canadians know. If they put these tariffs on, if he had gone ahead with this today, there's no point in us being at the table, right? If this is going to be just a gratuitous kicking in the face, right? What is the point in keeping on talking? And so I think that the trade team has held the line for Canada. I think, we are the smaller economy. We are the smaller power. That doesn't mean they don't need us. Donald Trump says they don't need us, but they do. And so I think the trade team has been very disciplined in holding that line for Canada, not giving too many concessions. We have given some, and people, I think, still want answers on things like, why did that deal on the Gordie Howe Bridge get changed at the last minute? There are people who have concerns about, have we given too much? But I think I'm very curious to see what they've done, what they've negotiated. There were rumors yesterday of getting those tariffs down to 15% on autos, for example. So I wonder if they've managed to get it down to that.
Yes, I know you do not have a crystal ball in your office, Lori, so we're not going to know until we know. But we really appreciate your thoughts, and perhaps if over the next 72 hours or so there are major changes, perhaps we can check in again and see your thoughts on those developments.
Sounds great.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Lori. It's now almost 7:26. We will have to take a quick break. Actually, first, we do have time for a quick 3 days. We'll check in with Latavia.
Thanks, Crystal. Taking a look at New Brunswick first. 25 degrees, mainly cloudy skies with scattered showers, the risk of thunderstorms. 26 on Thursday, looking at sunshine for much of the province. We do have isolated showers returning for the northern region and sunshine to end off the work week with a high of 27. For Nova Scotia, 23 degrees today. Isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms clearing for parts of the province, leaving sunshine for the Tri-County area. 26 on Thursday with a mix of sun and cloud across the province, ending off the work week with a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 25. For Prince Edward Island, 23 degrees. We're looking at isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms. Sunshine on Thursday, but isolated showers expected to return. Friday, sunshine with a high of 25.
Coming up in this half hour, budget-friendly recipes. Cookbook author Alex McLaren has a brand new book. You know her from social media fame. She'll join us to share a delicious summer salad and talk more about the book just ahead in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. Please join us. We're halfway through the show. Congratulations. You've made it halfway through the show and halfway through the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I really want to thank Alex McLaren for her saying we use what we have. I love that she chose that as the name of the cookbook.
Yes.
But I use that saying all the time now, and I already talked about it. I use it for everything. We use what we have in the kitchen, but also in life.
It's so true. And you know what? She's taught me a little bit like to loosen up in cooking. If you don't follow her on social media, you should. She has 1 million followers combined between Instagram and TikTok.
1 million strong and growing.
Wild.
Around the world.
Cool. And it's not like this, you know, really it's a real authentic social media account because it's her in her kitchen. Her kids are interrupting. She's just saying, oh, I have this. Oh, that's okay. It's fine. We use what we have. Okay, I don't have this vinegar, so I'm going to use a different one. And it just makes you realize you can adapt and just, don't go out, run to the store and waste your time and spend $6 on a product when you don't use it, or you can replace it with something else. Freezing items. She's been on the show before. She just has great advice.
Yeah, and I did get to do a preview of the cookbook, and there's a lot of just great, like, foundational stuff in there, like just not so much the recipes themselves, but sort of just having that kind of skill set on hand to be able to look in the cupboard and the freezer and the fridge, and instead of being like, oh my gosh, there's nothing in the fridge, let's take out, you actually can whip stuff.
I think for someone like me who's not the main cooker in my household, being able to kind of switch things up, pick alternative items for dishes, kind of opens your eyes up to, okay, I can make this, even though, like you said, I don't have A, B, and C, and I need to go to the grocery store to get them.
And the last thing I'll say before we go to weather is there's a whole section on if you forget to thaw something out from the freezer and you don't have any protein, what can you use instead? How many times have you been in that situation?
Too many.
Too many.
To count, yes.
Yeah, my husband, where's the meat?
Big block of frozen chicken on the counter. Well, that doesn't thrill me at all, as Amanda would say.
That doesn't thrill me at all. Shout out to Miracle on 34th Street.
Indeed.
Oh my goodness. All right, now we're going to take a look at Charlottetown. We are expecting some isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms on and off throughout the day today. So just be prepared when you're heading out. Early this morning, quite warm to start, 20 degrees as of right now. Also seeing 20 degrees over in Moncton, 19 in Halifax with 18 in Sydney, 13 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to the rainfall warning in effect for Channel Port aux Basques and vicinity. That's from now until overnight tonight. So still holding on to a bit of precipitation for parts of Atlantic Canada, a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Newfoundland, Labrador also going to see some precipitation throughout the day today. And in terms of our wind forecast, as of right now, sustained wind of 50 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 28 in Zacanto with 22 in Sydney. Wind gusts getting up to 72 right now in Grand Etang. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada and the United States have made substantial progress on recent trade talks. U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday delayed new tariffs for 3 days as the two countries work to finalize a deal. On social media, Trump pointed to the Keystone XL pipeline, suggesting the project could be revived as part of the discussions. The U.S. had threatened 50% tariffs on about $28 billion worth of Canadian goods, including wine, cement, and hockey sticks. Calls are growing to close down a controversial homeless shelter in New Glasgow. Problems of vandalism and crime have prompted New Glasgow Town Council to vote to close North Star At a public meeting last fall, the police chief shared that over $1 million has been spent addressing issues from the shelter, which opened in 2018. The town's mayor says the committee they formed in January has exhausted all options.
Basically talked enough. Like we've talked to different people, we've talked to each other, we've researched, we've talked exhaustively about it. And, you know, there comes a time that talking has to stop and action has to happen.
Mayor says they instead want a long-term residential treatment center. North Star doesn't support the town's motion, telling CTV News in an email, New Glasgow needs to address the problems of homelessness and their accompanying issues in the community first before it closes its only shelter. Now to a surprising turnaround at City Hall in Sydney. Cape Breton Regional Council reversed an earlier decision concerning a port developer. In January, CBRM Council voted to end talks with Sydney Harbour Investment Partners, also known as SHIP, after more than 10 years of what some councillors felt was little progress on port development. On Tuesday, Councillor Steve Parsons introduced a motion to resume that relationship, and it passed, with Mayor Cecil Clark casting the deciding vote.
I believe it's important to continue on a path when we have known entities that have put forward a very clear plan for our community and have worked within the regulatory framework of the federal and provincial offshore regulator, but also have invested millions of dollars in the process over the last 12, 13 years.
Some who voted against the motion said the city is already considering other companies for the work. Cecil Clark insists that can still proceed. In southern New Brunswick, the St. John City Market is set to hold the first of many celebrations this weekend to mark 150 years since opening its doors. So just ahead of the party, CTV's Avery McRae stopped by the country's oldest continuously running farmers market.
As a child, I used to come to the market and I used to do a lot of fishing. So I would bring my fish here and sell my fish to the market.
Today, he is the head cook at Jeremiah's Burger and Fries inside the 150-year-old market. Something he never thought would happen.
I've been working as a cook for 30 years, and this has been actually my dream.
On Saturday, he and the rest of the St. John City Market staff will hold the first of multiple celebrations to mark 150 years of operations. It makes it the oldest continuously running farmers market nationwide.
We've been planning this one for a while.
The celebrations will include a street party, multiple stages of live performances, and no shortage of family-friendly activities from 3 to 10 Saturday.
All the locals that are in and out here every day that all have their own stories tied up to the market as well, intergenerational stories that we hear all the time. Very exciting.
Because a trip uptown isn't complete without a stroll through the market, even for locals.
Oh, City Market's awesome, man. It's been here for years. I mean, it changed a lot up here, a lot of construction going on.
That construction of a new seating area, as well as finishing touches on revamped vendor spaces, is expected to be completed by October, the same month the market first opened its doors 150 years ago. Avery McRae, CTV News, St. John.
Love it. I love it so much. One of the things I miss the most about living in Uptown St. John was just being a walk away from that market, because that's where I got everything, all my groceries.
Wow.
Java Moose coffee is so fantastic. It's a gem.
I gotta check it out.
It's beautiful. The building itself is beautiful outside and the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's, oh, love it. Okay, I love this too. I know.
Okay.
Yeah. It's historic and yet modern at the same time. This is a great contest to tell you about. If you're looking to do some home renovations, then this month's Ken Big Bucket giveaway is for you. One lucky viewer will receive a $1,500 Kent gift card to be used in the flooring department. To enter, go to ctvatlantic.ca or use that QR code. Enter now. The winner will be announced on August 28th, so good luck to you.
You get the call, you'll be floored.
Good one.
Thank you so much. I was a little bored, but, you know, I straightened things out.
Wow. Wow. You know what? Those were such rapid-fire succession of puns, I can't even meet you.
I know, every time.
Yeah.
Takes me like 4 business days. And then I'm like, wait, I know it. Hold on. I can't remember it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah.
Oh, my my gosh. I get it. French lessons.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a reference to the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, if you've ever seen that one.
That's a good one.
We are asking you today in our Move Morning chat, we want to know what's a movie your family will watch over and over again, specifically a summer movie that you always have on standby. Maybe you still play it from the old DVD player or VHS.
Okay, I'll tell you about the Port Hood classic.
Yes? Okay. What do you have?
The Parent Trap original versus Parent Trap 1990s version double header.
Oh!
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a classic.
Ooh, those ones are good choices.
It's really good.
Very summery.
Very
too.
summery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, peak Lindsay Lohan. Very, very good.
Can't believe she played 2 characters. Didn't even know she had a
really
twin.
good. Amazing.
Okay, we're going to have a break here. Latavia has the forecast. Maybe a good day to catch a favorite summer movie. And also cookbook author, you can call her that now, Alex McLaren. She's in the YMA kitchen with a simple summer salad. We use what we have, and we're going to when we return.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. The time now is 7:43, taking a live look at Quispamsis, starting off at 20 degrees this morning. We are going to see a mainly cloudy sky sticking around throughout the day today. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. As of right now, it is 19 degrees in Halifax. 17 to start your day in Yarmouth, 20 degrees in St. John, New Brunswick, with 18 in Fredericton, 20 in Charlottetown, 11 degrees over in Labrador City, 17 in St. Anthony. A rainfall warning remains in effect for Channel Port aux Basques and vicinity from now until overnight tonight, expecting around 5 to 20 millimeters of precipitation. Over to our forecast timeline, still dealing with periods of showers and or drizzle to start your day, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Now, Newfoundland and Labrador going to see precipitation throughout your day today. A chance of showers as well will move in, clearing out for parts of Newfoundland, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. For the maritime region, the central and northern region of New Brunswick will see clearing from precipitation, as well as mainland Nova Scotia into the Tri-County area as well. So for tonight, holding on to a bit of precipitation for parts of Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. Newfoundland and Labrador still dealing with wet weather that will take us into early Thursday morning, as we will be seeing the return of sunshine above seasonal daytime highs for much of the Maritimes. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, remaining quite light for much of the region. We're looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters for northern New Brunswick, 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation for Charlottetown, eastern Nova Scotia, heaviest for Cape Breton Island being 10 to 20 millimeters for Sydney. For Labrador City, looking at around 5 to 10 millimeters of precipitation today. And then for Newfoundland, the heaviest being 20 to 30 for Port aux Basques. If you're wondering about our daytime highs for New Brunswick, they will be ranging seasonal to above seasonal today, between 24 to 28 degrees being the warmest into Fredericton. Mainly cloudy skies. We do have a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms as well, continuing into the afternoon for the northern region of the province. For Prince Edward Island, looking at highs between 22 to 23. Isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms throughout the day. Wind will pick up into the afternoon as well. Out of the south, 20 gusting to 40. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at daytime highs between 21 degrees in Sydney, up to 25 in New Glasgow. Scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day today, with wind gusts getting up to 50. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, showers to start, clearing out, leaving mainly cloudy skies for mainland Nova Scotia. The Tri-County area seeing sunshine. Daytime highs between 21 degrees in Yarmouth, up to 27 in Shelburne. And then for Labrador City, 20 degrees today, a mix of sun and cloud to start. Showers arrive into the afternoon. 17 for St. John's, Newfoundland. Showers early on, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. That's a look at your weather. Going to throw things over to Crystal.
All right, thank you so much, Latavia. It's 7:46, and if you're looking for new ways to keep costs low but flavors high in the kitchen, you want to listen up, because We Use What We Have is a new cookbook offering delicious recipes that are not only budget-friendly, but are also flexible and easy weeknight meal ideas. So here to tell us more is Halifax cookbook author Alex McLaren. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Welcome back, and congratulations on We Use What We Have.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It was released yesterday into bookstores, so.
Well, it's already a bestseller.
Is it?
Yeah. When I was checking it online today, it's the #1 bestseller in this category. So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
People are hungry for this book.
I hope so.
But I'm not surprised that it's been so successful, because you have amassed a community of people around the world. It's more than 1 million strong and growing.
Yeah.
And it all began by doing something you're passionate about, being resourceful.
Yes, exactly. Cool. Yeah, it's born out of necessity for myself, and I just started sharing it, and it people resonated.
I love that. You have brought in some ingredients today to show us how easy it is to just kind of use what you have. For example, this is stuff that a lot of people would have in their fridge.
Yeah, so this is the recipe for, it's in my cookbook. It's called Dad's Catalina salad. It's my husband's favorite salad, but you can use what you have. So it originated with a salad, and then you just add in some of the vegetables you have. We've made a homemade dressing, but you can also make it as a pasta salad. It works really well. But what we're going to do today, shall we?
Yeah, go right. Start out. We'll walk and we'll talk.
Let's hope that this all fits in the bowl. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different ingredients here. This is the one thing that matters, okay? When you cut your cheese, it's not grated. It's got to be cubed. I don't know why. That's just, I don't make the rules. He does. But the rest of it is whatever vegetables you like. And today, I'm having a hard time getting this all in here. Okay, and today what we're going to do, and what I've done in the book, not waste our time, is add actually pasta. This one is the protein pasta, but it really doesn't matter. Use whatever you have.
Okay, the protein pasta is delicious.
I love the.
If you get it on sale, and if you haven't tried it before, it tastes exactly the same, but you're actually getting protein.
So what happens here is this bulks it up to feel more like a whole meal instead of just a salad. I mean, you could do it with anything. And then I've made the salad dressing. This is one of my best tips, is use a mason jar because you can shake it up after. So again, sugar, oil, vinegar, just stuff you have, and then our pantry spices, which I've created the blend. So this is why we love the mason jar. Yeah. Because you can.
This is happening in real time.
Shake it. So the other thing is that all of the recipes in my book and just the way I cook in general are very, obviously we use what we have because that's the tagline. So if you don't need 6 different types of vinegar in your house, it's okay to carry 1 or 2 and to substitute with what you have. Same thing with oils and all that,
Well, this is the thing, and what I love about your book, I'm just going to pick it up here, because first of all, it's beautiful, and it's
Thank you so much.
And it's gorgeous photography, 101 meal ideas. Is that it's not just the recipes themselves, but it's kind of like the foundational, almost like process, the tips, and just like how to be resourceful, what to have in the kitchen, so that you can kind of just like riff on these.
Yeah, so my hope was to make it very educational in terms of like kind of a brain dump. So why I do certain things, and there's little call outs. There's also in a lot of the recipes tables for substitutions that you can make within, and you could make any substitutions you want, but it's a starting point for ideas so that you're not running out to the store just to pick up that one last ingredient. So this is a homemade Catalina, and you'll see it's a little bit darker than the one you buy store-bought, and that is because I did not have red wine vinegar. I used a mix of balsamic and white because that's what I had. Yeah. And it still works.
And sometimes that even leads you to better results.
Sometimes you have a little surprise there.
Well, even your whole section on what to do if you forget to thaw out the meat from the freezer is worth buying the book. Alex, thank you so much. And let me taste this too, because you have gone all the effort to make it live on air. It does look and smell amazing, though.
This is my husband's favorite, so you can let him know how you feel.
It's delicious.
It's good, right?
It's delicious. Amanda, I know you're into the homemade salad dressing. This is delicious. And by the way, you can find this book anywhere books are sold. Thank you, Alex, so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yummy. You'll love this, Amanda.
Yes, I will. I have been taking notes, and I do the mason jar for salad dressing all the time because I have so many mason jars.
Truly,
Easy,
this is delicious.
shake. Use what you have. All right, thanks, ladies. Health and medical news now. Health Canada has authorized a drug to treat moderate to severe hot flashes and night sweats in breast cancer patients. One of the topics in your health. Elinzanetant is also known by the brand name Linquet. It was first approved in July 2025 to treat the symptoms in women going through menopause. But another study has shown effectiveness of the drug in breast cancer patients. It's a non-hormonal medication that reduces symptoms by directly targeting neurons that can become hyperactive with a lack of estrogen. The medical director of Sinai Health's cancer program in Toronto says women with breast cancer have had limited options to help help with hot flashes and night sweats because they're not able to take hormone replacement therapy. Medication used to reduce patients' risk of developing blood clots may also reduce the rate of cognitive decline related to Alzheimer's. That's according to a study published in the European Heart Journal. The team analyzed information from more than 7,300 patients. They found those being treated with newer anticoagulants saw significantly slower declines in cognitive function when compared to those on an older drug and those who weren't taking any blood thinners. However, they note the research was observational, meaning scientists can't be certain the drug played a role. Finally, a new study shows traffic fatalities increased about 15% on the dates popular new albums came out. That's compared to the preceding and following days. The researchers think some people might have been trying to find and stream the new music while driving. The American study can be found in the journal JAMA Network Open.
We have no milestones to pass along for you today, but if you'd like to see previously aired milestones or find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen, and a reminder that milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance. A Canadian pipe band has won the so-called World Cup of Bagpipes in Scotland, and they've made some history along the way as well.
CTV's St. John Alexander has more on the performance that put them on top.
In the world of pipe bands, it doesn't get any bigger than this. These are the best of the best. 2 days of breathtaking yet grueling competition, the pinnacle of the piping calendar.
Simon Fraser University Pipe Band from Canada.
This year, the team from Simon Fraser University wowed the crowd. The players seemed to click, firing on all cylinders. That's Pipe Major Alan Bevan.
There was a cohesion to this group this year that I'm not sure if, I've felt it in other years, but I'm not sure I've ever felt it this much. All 4 performances felt really solid. People came off with a smile on their face, and, as leader, it felt, never feels easy, but it felt like nothing was going to go off the rails.
The judges agreed. SFU's performance was top class and were chosen world champions.
This is like winning the World Cup of the bagpiping world.
No small feat considering 6 other teams were favorites, positioned to take it all.
We kind of come out of nowhere from the west coast of Canada.
We won't call you the upset, but was it a surprise?
It probably was. It was a bit of a surprise to me, to be honest.
In a win not only for country, but family too. Bevan's wife and sons are in the band. So is Sutherland's spouse. All of them live in British Columbia.
It means the world to us to get over there and compete and to get such a fantastic result.
After all, the last time a team outside the United Kingdom won was way back in 2010. St. John Alexander, CTV News, Vancouver.
Taking another look at our 3-day forecast, a high of 25 degrees today for New Brunswick. Mainly cloudy skies with scattered showers and a risk of thunderstorms. 26 on Thursday, looking at sunshine for much of the province. Isolated showers return to the northern region. And 27 degrees to end off the work week with a mix of sun and cloud. For Nova Scotia, 23 degrees today. Isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms clearing, leaving sunshine for the Tri-County area. 26 degrees on Thursday with a mix of sun and cloud across the province. Ending off the work week with a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 25. Prince Edward Island, 23 degrees today. Isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms. Wet weather continues into the afternoon for Thursday with a high of 25. A mix of sun and cloud ending off the work week with a high yet again of 25.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Wednesday, August 19th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, tariffs pause. Donald Trump says he's extended the deadline for Canada and the U.S. to reach a deal before the U.S. imposes a new round of tariffs on Canadian goods. Details just ahead.
And are you planning a bathroom reno? We'll visit our partners at Kent to check out their plumbing and bathroom options. There are many, That's all coming up in this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Happy Wednesday to you. Looking forward to those reno options. Oh, so many things you can do. What I love about those stand-up showers, great if you have pets that you need to wash.
Yeah.
Get in the shower, get them on in there, lock them in with you.
The black accent really takes things up a notch. And we talk about options, quick reno, medium reno, and full rip out. Yeah.
Wow. A dream.
I know.
Dream. We do have a traffic note before we get to weather and news. This just came in from Halifax Police. They're saying that there's a power pole down across the road. This is in the area of the 900 block of Ketch Harbor Road. And they said because of this, Ketch Harbor Road between Porto Vista Drive and Chebucto Head Road is going to be closed until further notice because they need Nova Scotia power crews to come to remove it. So Halifax Police advising drivers who take that route to avoid it because you're going to experience some delays.
Good. That is news you can use.
Yeah, absolutely.
On a Wednesday morning. Okay, traffic notes. Now, all important weather.
Not too bad today for the Maritime region. We do still have some precipitation tracking across parts of the region, so be prepared when you are heading out. As you can see over in Bedeque, we did have precipitation early on. Looks like it's clearing out as of right now. Temperature is quite warm to start, feeling a bit muggy as we hold on to humidity. 17 degrees over in Bedeque, 19 starting off your day in Halifax, 20 degrees in Charlottetown with 18 in Fredericton, 17 in Bathurst with 11 in Labrador City and 15 over in Gander. A rainfall warning remains in effect for Channel Athabasca and vicinity from now until overnight tonight. So here's a look at our satellite and radar. A chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of all three maritime provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador also going to deal with some wet weather, so something to keep in mind when you are heading out early on this morning. And in terms of our wind forecast, 50 kilometers per hour right now in Grand Etang with 28 in Canso, 24 in Sydney. Wind gusts getting up to 72 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 37 in Sydney. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada and the United States have made substantial progress after Washington temporarily delayed new tariffs for 3 days. U.S. President Donald Trump says the two countries have reached a tentative deal, though key details have not been finalized or released. The threatened 50% tariffs would have affected about $28 billion worth of Canadian goods, while Ottawa is also seeking relief from existing duties on steel, aluminum, lumber, and autos. Trump has also raised the possible revival of the Keystone XL pipeline, though it is unclear what role, if any, the project played in trade negotiations. CTV's Scott Hurst will have more details coming up at 8:15. The head of a youth club in Cape Breton is speaking out after a string of vandalism incidents at the facility. The latest happened Monday night when graffiti was left on the outdoor playground at the Boys and Girls Club in Whitney Pier. The executive director says young culprits were caught on security cameras climbing on the club's van. He says this summer has been the worst in the club's 21-year history for this kind of thing, and he's baffled it's being targeted by the very group it's supposed to help.
Well, it's kind of disappointing to have to go deal with the negative end of this stuff. As you see here today, see 70-some kids in the building here having fun, doing what this club is meant to do. And it's somewhat sad at times that we have to deal with the negative stuff.
Chester Borden adds there was another incident a few weeks ago when racist graffiti was found at the club. Cape Breton Regional Police have been notified about this latest incident. The city of St. John is trying to get a handle on all the stolen plaques stolen from memorials uptown, including who owns them and how much it will cost to replace. A number of plaques have been stolen this summer in King's Square, including those honoring Canadian troops in the Second World War and Afghanistan. City Council has directed staff to calculate replacement costs as well as identifying the actual owners.
The question is whether or not if we own them, we have to get permission from the owner in order to restore the plaques, to their liking. So, for example, if our staff determined that perhaps bronze is not necessarily desirable moving forward because it's, more subject to theft, perhaps we'd like to use a different material.
Several council members have said the goal should be to replace the stolen plaques before Remembrance Day. Finally, a new exhibit is honoring African Nova Scotians who helped shape the province's marine industry. CTV's Vanessa Wright goes to Lunenburg for a first look.
Far too often, their stories have been left out or haven't been as highlighted to quite the extent that they deserve.
The exhibit is called We and the Sea. You'll find it inside the Fisheries Museum of the Atlantic in the heart of Lunenburg.
What we've tried to do is highlight individuals from many different walks of life,
with illustrations of fishers, sailors, shipbuilders, and those who worked in coastal communities.
Men and boys that worked at sea, women and girls that worked in fish processing facilities, naval heroes, real sort of pioneers in different fields.
The traveling exhibit will make its way around the province. It debuted at the Black Loyalist Heritage Centre in Birchtown, and after it wraps up here in October, we'll head to the Black Cultural Centre in Cherrybrook, a history that many are still uncovering.
Several of my family members also, and still today, are involved in the fishing industry, and it begs to, I guess, differ to say that information was not shared with us, where certain individuals, such as Raymond Farmer, which would be a descendant of mine, owned up to 3 fishing boats in this industry, and that's a big deal.
The comments that we receive from our visitors and from community partners, and from beyond, really they highlight just how much interest there was in these subjects and just how overdue this exhibit is.
Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Lunenburg, Nova Scotia.
If you needed another reason to Lunenburg, if there are not enough, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah, and that museum has a youth are free thanks to the Canada Strong Pass. So
amazing.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we love getting your photos and videos, and this is a fun contribution from loyal viewer Karen Harker.
Karen in Dartmouth.
Karen says this is proof she learned how to grow garlic from her sister in Cape Breton this summer. She shared this video of her. There it is. The fruits of her labor right there. She said it's wonderful to spend time with family.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Karen, for not just sharing photo, but a video.
Right?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's garlic season, everybody.
We had one employee, Victor, who has retired. He's enjoying his retirement, but he has a green thumb. And we fortunately would enjoy the fruits of his labor as well, because he would bring in all this fresh produce.
Yes.
In fact, Victor was just in last week because he had so many cucumbers.
Yeah,
I know.
Amazing garden.
I was trying to get gardening tips from him on Friday because I was like, what am I doing wrong here? It's growing, but slow.
Yeah. Gardening is not necessarily easy.
No.
I'll speak from my experience. It's not easy. Some people are really good at it, and others, their skills are emerging.
Yes.
They're growing.
Like me, yeah.
Well, hey, the rain is good for the garden. Latavia will have details on the Wednesday forecast. Plus, I'll have your national news headlines. We'll speak with CTV's Scott Hurst about what we know and what we don't know about this pause in U.S. tariffs on Canadian goods that's coming up. But first, let's take a live look now at beautiful Meat Cove in Cape Breton. Gorgeous morning there.
Good morning, yeah.
People out there enjoying the view as well. Forecast in just a moment.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, and happy hump day. The time now is 8:11, taking a live look at Boys Town, starting off at 19 degrees, a bit of a cloudy, foggy start to your day. We are going to hold on to mainly cloudy skies throughout your day today. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Feeling quite muggy and humid for the Maritime region. 20 degrees to start your day in Halifax as well as into Charlottetown. 18 right now in Fredericton. As you head outdoors in Labrador City, it's currently 12. 14 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for Channel, Port aux Basques, and vicinity from now until overnight tonight, expecting around 5 to 20 millimeters of precipitation. So here's a look at the precipitation tracking across Atlantic Canada. A chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of all 3 maritime provinces to start your day. Newfoundland, Labrador going to see some wet weather as well. We will be seeing precipitation clear into the afternoon for parts of Newfoundland, leaving a mix of sun and cloud for central and southern New Brunswick into mainland Nova Scotia and the Tri-County area, seeing clearing as well. Holding on to a bit of precipitation, though, for eastern Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island, and into parts of Charlottetown. We are expecting that to clear as well, leaving sunshine for much of the Maritime region into Thursday's forecast. Now, if you're wondering about precipitation totals, going to remain quite light for much of the Maritime region, seeing around 5 to 10 millimeters for Edmonton, only 2 to 5 millimeters for Charlottetown and eastern Nova Scotia. The heaviest for Cape Breton Island being 10 to 20 millimeters in Sydney, only 5 to 10 millimeters expected for Labrador City, and then for Newfoundland, around 10 to 20 millimeters for much of the province, and the heaviest being 20 to 30 for Port aux Basques. For a forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs seasonal to above seasonal today, ranging from 23 degrees up to 27. We are going to see mainly cloudy skies, scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms for much of the province, holding on to precipitation into the afternoon for the northern region. For Prince Edward Island, looking at isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms across the island today, highs between 22 to 23, wind gusts picking up into the afternoon, getting up to 40. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also seeing scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms on and off throughout the day today. Daytime highs between 21 degrees in Sydney up to 25 in New Glasgow, wind gusts getting up to 50 into the afternoon. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, looking at some shower activity and or drizzle to start your day, clearing out for mainland Nova Scotia, leaving mainly cloudy skies. For the Tri-County area, seeing mainly sunny skies into the afternoon, highs between 21 degrees in Yarmouth up to 27 in Shelburne. Labrador City starting off the day with a bit of sunshine, seeing showers arrive into the afternoon with a high of 19, 17 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. Isolated showers to start your day, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. More questions and answers this morning over what trade between Canada and the U.S. will look like after U.S. President Donald Trump paused the 50% tariffs on Canada less than 2 hours before a midnight deadline. For more on this, we bring in CTV's Scott Hurst. Scott, we know the tariffs, they've not kicked in. But what more do we know about where the two sides stand this morning?
Good morning, Amanda. At the very least, it is an 11th hour reprieve from Donald Trump, the U.S. president posting late last night, as you mentioned, that he is pausing the 50% tariffs against Canada. Of course, so much anxiety leading up to that midnight deadline as these punishing tariffs were set to kick in just after the stroke of midnight and would have been in effect this morning. As we know, it would have impacted close to $30 billion worth of Canadian goods. Prime Minister Mark Carney confirming the news of the pause, writing on social media that substantial progress has been made, although he says there is important work still to be done. This news comes after intense negotiations between the two sides. U.S.-Canada Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc in the U.S. Capitol for much of the week, meeting with trade representatives. In terms of the two leaders, they spoke directly multiple times over the past couple of days, seeming to show just how much these talks were heating up. Now, in that online post, less than 2 hours before the midnight deadline, Trump said he's suspending the new tariffs for 3 days based on what he characterized as a pending trade deal, also appearing to suggest a revival of the Keystone XL pipeline project. The White House as well seeming confident that Canada has, quote, expressed a commitment to tackle some of the issues flagged by the U.S. when they first announced these new tariffs, including American alcohol on Canadian store shelves, issues and tariffs with autos, and access to the dairy market. But of course, despite the pause and these tariffs not being in effect as of right now, there are a few details about what specifically this deal might look like, Amanda.
So many unanswered questions this morning. So what happens now in these trade negotiations and tariff threats?
Well, it appears the announcement at the very least buys more time for negotiations and avoids for now another strain in an already tense relationship between the two allies and large trading partners. One source on the U.S. side told CTV News the two sides are very close and that it'll take days, not months, to reach a final deal. And a Canadian source, briefed on previous negotiations, told CTV News they would take just a few more days to finalize a deal. As I mentioned, few specifics right now, but word that the two sides appear close is being applauded on both sides of the border for now. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer, who's been close to these negotiations, online congratulating Trump, saying the deal will include comprehensive market access for all American goods, while the Canadian Chamber of Commerce put this out, saying the tariff delay provides relief on both sides of the border, but an extension doesn't bring the certainty that a signed interim deal would. So right now it is 3 days appearing for the two sides to potentially and hopefully for many markets and businesses here in Canada and in the U.S. a finalized trade deal after that.
So the goalpost has been moved, but we don't know the score of the game yet. Scott, thank you.
That's a good way to put it. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you. CTV Scott Hurst reporting live for us from our national newsroom in Toronto. As post-secondary students prepare for the fall semester, there's more than just the workload and grades to worry about. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth has more on the financial stress impacting academic performance.
This campus will soon be jam-packed with students who are balancing their demanding academic calendars with managing financial stress.
Terrible. It's not fun.
Trying to make ends meet can be difficult.
Rent, food.
The high cost of tuition, books, food, and housing is making life overwhelming for many students.
That's how it's going for the next, however long we have in our lives.
A new study shows 76% of post-secondary students say financial stress is negatively impacting their well-being and academic performance. 20% are more stressed about money than school. 23% don't know how to build and maintain a budget.
I think it's the worst that we've seen in quite a while.
There are steps being taken to help. The St. Mary's University Students Association is offering free groceries for anyone who needs assistance.
All of that is a lot of strain on their mental health, and then they have to worry about the 5 courses that they're taking.
Financial planner Daryl Smith says more young people are coming to him to learn basic steps to manage cash flow savings at a time when costs are rising.
It starts with a budget, and if kids are going out to be adults on their own at a young age, they have to kind of create the budget.
The survey also showed 89% of students hope to learn about investing. Many of the students we spoke with said even though they don't have money yet, they hope to learn how to manage money and plan for the future as they continue university. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
On this new campus as well. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we're heading over to our partners at Kent to look at the latest in bathroom renovations. Great if you're thinking about a reno or maybe inspiration to do so. That's next.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
We are back at Kent, and today I'm joined by Isaac Matthews, who's a plumbing and bath associate here. And you can tell we're in a working environment, lots of beeping, lots going on here at Kent.
Exactly.
I love they're bringing in all kinds of new bathroom fixtures and getting ready for the season ahead. When people are buying right now, I think it's really important to be selective when you're making your choices. What are people looking for at the moment?
Yeah, they're looking for stuff that's going to last a long time and also look good at the exact same time. They don't want to buy something that they'll have to repurchase in a year or two.
Perfect. Yeah, you want something that lasts. It's going to stand up to the busy demands you put on it. And in showers right now, you have some beautiful, beautiful items.
We have some new Air Home corner showers. I think about 4 different types. We have matte black and a chrome finish. So whatever your bathroom needs for a shower update, we have it.
Yeah, I love this different kind of, the corner, the units that fit right in. They look so fresh. I would love to have that. If I don't have the time or the money to do like a full bath renovation where I change out my shower, what are some things I can do to just refresh my bathroom?
Yeah, probably the most popular would be to change up your hardware. So cabinet handles, vanity lights, toilet paper holders. The most popular one is probably the matte black color. It's a bit more modern, but also if you want to standardize it and make it more of a common look, we also have chrome and brushed nickel too.
I love it all. I love the matte black. I think that's fun because you could just, exactly as you say, do a hardware refresh, and your bathroom looks completely different, maybe with a little bit of paint from your amazing paint department. I like the way you're thinking. What about faucets and such? What's going on there?
We have quite a few different colors you can pick from. So depending on what countertop you have or maybe what the accent colors of your bathroom are, you can match them up with our very big selection of faucets, as you can see.
It's one of my favorite sections is looking at all the different faucet options. You can do the matte black, you can do the brushed gold, you can get a whole new vanity.
Exactly,
Bring it up a notch. Okay, let's talk about what else is going on in store right now.
Well, we have a big event coming up. So you'll definitely expect some promotions and some sales going on in our bathroom department.
Ooh, you're speaking my language. I love that. Okay, we'll keep our eyes peeled for that big in-sale event coming up. And then as far as product goes, I understand you've got some new lines coming in.
Beyond just our corner Era Home showers, we also have Era Home vanity kits to completely redo your hardware all at once. And then we also have products for if you're a contractor, plumber, or even just a DIY person looking for a weekend job.
Yeah.
We have everything.
All right, so if I pop into Kent and I have all kinds of questions, because I do, about refreshing my bathroom, I just walk over a person like you and be able to get me started
Exactly.
and point in the right direction?
We should help you out.
Oh, I love that. All right, Isaac, thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, you can visit some nice person like Isaac by popping into Kent, and we put also the website on ours to make it easy for you to find.
Taking another look at our 3-day forecast, 25 degrees in New Brunswick today, looking at mainly cloudy skies with scattered showers and a risk of thunderstorms. Wet weather returns on Thursday for the northern region of the province with a high of 26, sunshine for the remainder. 27 degrees to end off the work week with a mix of sun and cloud. For Nova Scotia, 23 degrees today, isolated showers and or drizzle clearing, leaving mainly sunny skies for the Tri-County area. 26 on Thursday with sunshine returning across the province, and on Friday we end off the work week with a high of 25. Prince Edward Island, 23 degrees today, isolated showers and a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day. 25 on Thursday, starting off the day with a mix of sun and cloud, seeing a low chance of showers returning into the afternoon, and ending off the work week with a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 25.
Still ahead on this Wednesday morning, back to school cool. We'll chat with lifestyle contributor Rachel Nod to get her essential picks for heading back to class, no matter the age. That's in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
And just like that, it's 8:30. Time flies when you're having fun. Oh my goodness. I looked at the clock and I was like, wow. Oh, okay, half hour left.
Yeah, full half hour. Talking back to school, a lot of back to school chatter these days.
Absolutely.
But it's fun. It is kind of fun to prepare and get ready.
Especially for kids, like the excitement builds. Like they love summer, obviously, as we all do, but getting a new year, seeing all your friends again, new gear.
New gear.
Fun stuff.
I remember the new clothes for back to school. I was always very excited and wore like everything that we got in the one day, just like the weather.
Right?
I love that. You know, the first day back to school can usually be so hot too. But the kids sometimes have the long pants,
a sweater, the jean jacket, the backpack. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All of it. My son, though, oh gosh, I think you need new pants. He goes, I like these pants and they fit. I'm like, they got holes in them, buddy. Let's get you some new ones. But yeah, we're going to be getting, we have two things left to get. And that is headphones for school use and also new indoor sneakers.
I was going to say new indoor shoes. That's always
it.
One. Yep. Love that.
Wow, yeah.
Okay, so one last look at the weather after news right now for the 30 hour.
So we do have a bit of precipitation still holding for parts of the region. Here's a live look at Wolfville, a very cloudy start to your day. Still seeing a low chance of showers and or drizzle expected early on this morning. Expected to clear out. Clouds expected to clear late this afternoon, leaving sunshine in your area. 20 degrees right now in Halifax as well as into Charlottetown. 17 degrees over in Bathurst and Happy Valley Goose Bay. 16 in Corner Brook. A rainfall warning has been issued for Channel Port Basque and vicinity. This is from now until overnight tonight. So we do still have precipitation tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada. A chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of all three maritime provinces. Newfoundland, Labrador also dealing with shower activity throughout your day today. And in terms of the wind, it is a bit breezy for Cape Breton Island this morning. 35 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 33 in Canso with 30 in Sydney. Wind gusts getting up to 52 right now in Grand Etang with 39 in Sydney. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead, but first one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada and the United States have made substantial progress on recent trade talks. U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday delayed new tariffs for 3 days as the two countries work to finalize a deal. On social media, Trump pointed to the Keystone XL pipeline, suggesting the project could be revived as part of the discussions. The U.S. had threatened 50% tariffs on about $28 billion worth of Canadian goods, including wine, cement, and hockey sticks. Calls are growing to close down a controversial homeless shelter in New Glasgow. Problems of vandalism and crime have prompted New Glasgow Town Council to vote to close North Star. At a public meeting last fall, the police chief shared that over $1 million has been spent addressing issues from the shelter, which opened in 2018. The town's mayor says the committee they formed in January has exhausted all options.
Basically talked enough. Like we've talked to different people, we've talked to each other, we've researched, we've talked exhaustively about it. And, you know, there comes a time that talking has to stop and action has to happen.
The mayor says they instead want a long-term residential treatment center. North Star does not support the town's motion, telling CTV News New Glasgow needs to address the problems of homelessness and their accompanying issues in the community first before it closes its only shelter. An unusual decision from a local minor baseball association, which says it has suspended 2 teams following unacceptable conduct that goes against the standards it expects from its players, coaches, parents, and members. While not naming the teams or providing details on the incident, the Dartmouth District Minor Baseball Association posted the news on its Facebook page, calling it a difficult decision. The statement says the group, quote, has a responsibility to uphold the standards of conduct expected within our association and to ensure that our ballparks remain safe and respectful environments for everyone. RCMP in New Brunswick say they are continuing to search for an elderly man who's been missing for more than 4 years. Joseph Chasson was 73 when he was last seen in Shippagan on August 10th, 2022. Police say they have followed up on a number of leads over the years, but they've been unable to locate him. Chasson is described by police as being 5'11", about 150 pounds, with brown eyes, short gray hair, a mustache, and was wearing glasses. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact RCMP or Crime Stoppers. The woman in charge of MB Power will continue to run the provincial utility for the next couple of years. President and CEO Lori Clark has been reappointed for another term, running to March of 2028. The whole government signed off on the extension, which will see her make nearly $624,000 a year in the role. Still, the province has enacted sweeping reforms on the debt-ridden utility. MB Power is under pressure to hold customer rates while facing massive upgrade costs at the Mactaquac Dam and Point Lepreau. A switch at City Hall in Sydney, Cape Breton Regional Council reversed an earlier decision concerning a port developer. Back in January, CBRM Council voted to end talks with Sydney Harbour Investment Partners, also known as SHIP, after more than 10 years of what some councillors felt was little progress on port development. Then on Tuesday, Councillor Steve Parsons introduced a motion to resume that relationship, and it passed with Mayor Cecil Clark casting the deciding vote.
I believe it's important to continue on a path when we have known entities that have put forward a very clear plan for our community and have worked within the regulatory framework of the federal and provincial offshore regulator, but also have invested millions of dollars in the process over the last 12, 13 years.
Some who voted against the motion said the city is already considering other companies for the work. The mayor insists that can still proceed. Finally, we love it when you share photos with us, and here's one from the waters. Look at that. You see it right there in the middle? Want to thank Melissa Carter for sending us this picture, writing, "I love taking photos while walking along Carter's Cove in Samsonville." Now, according to a very scientific Google reverse image search that I did, it is a young lion's mane jellyfish, and they're commonly found here in the North Atlantic, but be careful because there is still a risk of being stung.
Yikes.
Yeah,
young lion's
mane. See, ooh, I'm going to get stung. A leatherback sea turtle sees that and says, ooh, appetizer.
Nom nom.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love to get your photos. Lovely that a flurry has been coming in.
Yeah.
Let's begin this process again where you send us your photos beyond the Move Morning Chat. We love this. Okay, here's some ocean exploration photography that was shared with us over the weekend. Mike Chambers is a longtime friend of the show. He's the owner of Nautilus Aquatics and Hobby Supply on Quinpool Road. He took some shots this weekend when they went on a local diving expedition, and this wasn't far from Halifax. He didn't reveal the exact location. A diver never reveals his secrets. But there are some great shots of heading out and seeing what they could find under the surface.
So cool. Divers are brave.
That they are. I've always wanted to do that, but I'm such a scaredy cat, so I don't think I would do well.
You might do a little better than you think,
I've done
actually.
snorkeling before, which was cool.
Get you down to the hobby shop. Give it a rip.
Anytime I drive through Burnside, I always see torpedo rays since I was a kid, and they do the training.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. That's right.
Possibility.
All right, now we're going to talk about some other stuff taking place in our region with the community calendar. The Canadian Lumberjack Championships head over to New Brunswick from August 21st until the 22nd. You can come out and watch the best lumberjack and lumberjills, athletes, of course, around the world compete in Centennial Park. It's free to attend, and there will also be a barbecue on site and raffle prizes to be won.
That would be awesome.
That sounds cool. And the Gold Cup Parade returns to Charlottetown. You can come out and enjoy the Great Island tradition. Friday, August 21st, from 10 a.m. until 12. There will be marching bands, antique cars, horses, clowns, and of course, an amazing parade. To learn more about the upcoming festivity, head over to their website. And the annual Cape Breton exhibition returns to North Sydney.
Like an exhibition.
Well, apparently it's a great time. I've heard many good things about it. And it runs from August 19th until the 22nd. You can head over to the exhibition grounds to enjoy 4 jam-packed days of family fun. There will be a ram rodeo, livestock exhibits, local vendors, outdoor entertainment, and so much more. Head to their Facebook events page to get additional information. And if you do have an upcoming event, send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Send it to yourmorningatlantic@ctv.ca.
All 3 of those very seasonal and iconic events for those regions.
Oh, yeah.
Big ones, big
Definitely.
ones. Okay, we know the clock is ticking on back to school. You don't want to be stressed. You want to be cool kid. Lifestyle contributor will join us right after the show with her back to school essentials. I mean, does it have to be for a student, though? Maybe it can be for the mom, the parent shopping. Oh, hello. Oh, no, it's for the kids. Okay, that's coming up.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 8:43, taking a live look at White Point. A few people out on a morning stroll. 20 degrees to start your day and a bit of a cloudy start to the day. Look like we're going to see some isolated showers, but already beginning to clear out, and you will be seeing mainly cloudy skies for the remainder of the day. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. As of right now, 20 degrees as well in Halifax. 20 as well starting off your day in Charlottetown. We're looking at 18 degrees early this morning in Fredericton, 15 in Edmundston, with 12 degrees in Labrador City, 14 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for Channel Port aux Basques and vicinity from now until overnight tonight, expecting around 5 to 20 millimeters of precipitation. So we do still have precipitation tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada, a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, starting to see fog dissipate. For Newfoundland and Labrador, going to see some wet weather as well, starting off your day in Labrador. Parts of Labrador seeing a bit of sunshine and then seeing shower activity into the afternoon. Showers will clear for parts of Newfoundland, leaving some sunshine. And into the maritime region, looking at central and southern New Brunswick, we will be seeing precipitation clear out. And for mainland Nova Scotia into the Tri-County area, seeing a bit of sunshine. We will be seeing a precipitation hold for eastern Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island, and Prince Edward Island, but clearing out into early Thursday morning as we do have the return of sunshine, and then seeing a chance of showers return for parts of the maritime region into the afternoon. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we are going to see around 5 to 10 millimeters into Edmundston, only around 2 to 5 millimeters for Charlottetown and eastern Nova Scotia. The heaviest for Cape Breton Island being 10 to 20 millimeters into Sydney, only seeing around 5 to 10 millimeters of additional precipitation for Labrador City. And then for Newfoundland, the heaviest being 20 to 30 millimeters into Port aux Basques. For a forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from seasonal to above seasonal for the most part, ranging from 23 degrees up to 27. Mainly cloudy skies, a chance of scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms holding into the northern region of New Brunswick, continuing into the afternoon. For Prince Edward Island, looking at isolated showers, a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day today. Highs between 22 to 23, and wind gusts getting up to 40 into the afternoon. Now for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also seeing precipitation throughout your day. Scattered showers, a risk of thunderstorms. Highs between 21 to 25, being the warmest into New Glasgow. Wind gusts getting up to 50. And then the rest of Nova Scotia, chance of showers and or drizzle to start your day. Clearing, though, in mainland Nova Scotia, seeing mainly cloudy skies into the afternoon. For the Tri-County area, mainly sunny. Highs between 21 in Yarmouth, up to 27 in Shelburne. Now for Labrador City, 19 degrees for your daytime high, starting off with some sunshine. Seeing a chance of showers move in into the afternoon. Showers start off the day for St. John's, Newfoundland. Clearing out, though, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. A high of 17. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Crystal.
Thank you, Latavia. It is 8:46. September is right around the corner, and that means it's time to start ramping up to get back into your fall routines. Our partner and lifestyle contributor Rachel Node returns this morning to share suggestions for going back to school for different ages and stages of life. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. We're almost there.
I know, we really are getting close. So school supplies are obviously a big part of the back to school list. What are some ways parents can get everything they need and still stick to a budget?
Yeah, back to school shopping can really add up, but Staples Canada makes it super easy because you can get everything in one convenient place. They have their exclusive Pep Rally collection, which is back. These are colorful backpacks and water bottles and supplies and accessories, and they're all of these sort of trend-driven designs. You can shop all your favorite brands like Crayola and Sharpie and HP and Microsoft, and you can even get supplies for as low as 22 cents. You can get backpacks for as low as $7, and even laptops for as low as $399.99. You can shop them all in store at Staples or go to staples.ca for easy pickup or same-day delivery options.
All right, great. Always a favorite stop for me this time of year, even though I'm not going back to school even. Okay, for many girls, periods can add a whole layer of stress to their day. What have you found to help them, give them a little more confidence and peace of mind?
One of life's most traumatic moments is leaking through your clothes when you're at school. I wish this product was around when I was a teenager. These are the New X leak-proof panties from Le Vion Rose. They come in 5 different fits and have 3 different absorbencies from light to super, which absorbs the equivalent of 5 regular tampons. I actually love these boy shorts. These are great for overnight protection, but honestly, these are great for bladder leaks too. So they'll take you through every stage of life, and you can shop these at your local Le Vion Rose.
Perfect. Canadian company too. All right, what's a good way to stretch your budget and still get the things that kids and teens actually want?
Yeah. Back to school is expensive. We know this, between clothes and accessories and supplies. And what I deal with is sort of the back to school dorm essentials. That's why I love Shein, because you can get all those things starting as low as $5. And eligible university students can actually get 15% off. I picked up some great items you see on the screen. I also grabbed this dress. Like, how cute is this dress? I thought it was cute. Add some little cowboy boots and a jean jacket in your set. If you like any of these picks, go to the Shein website and look up Rachel BTS, and you'll find all my selections.
Okay, perfect. The last item you have is a fun little back to school treat, I guess, but it's new and it's fresh, and I want to hear all about it.
If you're a Squishmallow fan who happens to be looking for a signature scent for back to school, I've got you covered. These are the Squishmallow fragrances. They just launched at Sephora Canada. There are 5 different ones to choose from. They're based on different personalities and characteristics. I love the pink possibilities. It smells like strawberry and kiwi. And of course, there's Wonder Whirl, which has notes of blue raspberry and vanilla. But what's fascinating about these is they don't only smell beautiful, but they are scientifically proven to evoke happiness. Each scent has the exclusive Squishmallow Accord with fluffy, sweet marshmallow notes that are enhanced with Emoji Wave technology. And that is proven to bring emotions of joy and happiness. And grab them at your local Sephora Canada. These are going to go fast, trust me.
What a fun idea. Squirt a little bit in the air, see if I can smell it all the way here in Halifax.
Okay.
What color is that? The pink? The pink one you love, the strawberry note?
This is the pink one,
okay.
Yeah.
It's cute. Is that the
strawberry
pig?
Kiwi.
Is that the pig?
Pink possibilities, yes.
Okay, that's my daughter would love that. Okay, I cannot smell it because, of course, it's a delicate scent, but I appreciate the effort. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you. Have a great day.
That was our partner and contributor, Rachel Node, with some back-to-school suggestions. It's 8:50. We'll take a break and be back to wrap up the show right after this.
welcome back. We're going to throw back to our Move Morning Chat, which we started around 6:45 a.m. And we were asking about what's your favorite summer movie. It might be something you always have on hand at your cottage, so you just watch it every summer.
Yep.
Something that your family loves. You guys have some great taste in movies.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's start with Terry from beautiful Chester. Says, as a child, we watched all the Pink Panther movies. Airplane.
Hilarious.
Airplane is still so funny.
I know.
It is.
I know, and don't call me Shirley.
Shirley, you can't be serious. Crocodile Dundee movies. And as an adult, it's Just Go With It. That's the one with Jennifer Aniston.
Yes, and Adam Sandler. It's a good one, too.
Yeah. I've seen it, though. Got to pop that one out again. Yeah.
Next up, we have Darren from Bedford. Oh, this is so good one. The Goonies is the best famly movie.
Never seen
Classic.
it. I'm gonna have
Really?
to see it.
Yeah, you'd like it.
You would live, Crystal, you would. Goonies never say die. Up next, we have Wendy from Riverview. So many. Rocket Man, Galaxy Quest. I love Galaxy Quest too, and it doesn't get enough love, I find, because it is really funny. Sigourney Weaver's in it, Tim Allen.
Oh,
It's kind of like a take on a spoof of As If They Were Star Trek. But these aliens, it is. The aliens actually think that they are true. They want their help.
Okay, I'd like that. I like a funny movie.
Napoleon Dynamite and Anchorman.
I have many leather-bound books.
I'm Ron Burgundy. So good. Martha from Yarmouth. Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men.
Yes.
Those are our go-to movies.
That's a good one. I like Grumpy Old Men.
Heather from Dartmouth. Waking Ned Devine and Dodgeball.
Oh my gosh, very different movies, but, but both great.
Oh, yeah.
What does he say? If you can dodge a spoon, you can dodge a ball. Is that the quote? Or book? I can't remember. Trevor says the Martell family loves all the Back to the Future movies. But the first one, I personally watched it probably over 800 times. And my wife gets annoyed because I can pretty much script the whole thing even before they say it when we watch the movie.
That's like my husband. I literally have to say, I know you know it. Can we just watch it, though?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The same one?
Love Back to the Future.
It's so good.
I often just download that one for the airplane because I know I'm going to love it.
Right?
Great movie.
Classic.
Classic. Okay, Enoch, Baby's Day Out. Makes me laugh every time, no matter how many times I watch it. You know who also loves this? Peter Harrison, Prime Radio. This movie, though, Baby's Day Out, stresses me out.
I actually find it a bit stressful, too.
I've never seen it.
It gets into so many near misses.
Oh, the baby's in dangerous situations. Sean from Lake Loon, Hot Rod, Three Amigos, and anything Jack Black. We love to laugh.
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Love Jack Black.
Candace from Cape Breton, you don't have the airtime for all my comfort movies. My top faves are the original Miracle on 34th Street, White Christmas, and Virginia. I watch them every Christmas. Nothing puts me in a better mood more than one of those three.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we often have a summer Christmas movie day just for fun, kind of like a little Christmas in July thing.
Well, maybe like Carol, you watch Home Alone.
I love Home Alone.
Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
So good. And number two, don't dismiss number two. Kimberly, ever since I went to the theater in 1998 to see You Got Mail, I've been watching it ever since. And also, we always watch The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan. Just like you, Crystal.
Same. Classic.
Jennifer from Campbell, my favorite movie to watch over and over again is The Great Outdoors with John Candy. Classic summer vacation movie. We watch it every time we go camping.
Oh,
great one.
Nice.
We're so happy that you are watching us, too. And last one, Sharon from River John. White Chicks. One Christmas, the power was out. My parents had a generator, so everybody went there and watched it. We've been watching it every Christmas since.
I didn't realize it was a Christmas movie.
It's Hold my poodle. Why not? Yeah. Hold my bag.
Oh, my gosh. We'll have to pick this one again because there are a lot of great responses.
Oh, yeah. You're some of them. Where's my Mamma Mia?
Right? Here we go. Oh, my gosh.
Here we go again.
We could go on and on, but we can't. We have to go. Have a great day.
Bye.